So,
Yeah, what's up, gang?
so, do you believe in God?
Yeah, I believe in God.
You believe in God?
Yeah, I believe in God.
God?
You believe in God?
Yeah, I believe in God.
Explain your reasoning.
You want me to explain my reasoning? I got you, yeah. Okay, hold on, let's do it now. Let's be pragmatic here, alright? Yeah, I believe in God. I'm a classical deist myself, and I think classical deism is just the most rational position for arguing any theological debate.
Also, I want to ask you, how old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. So TikTok has been.
Yeah, TOS be crazy nowadays. I got you, gang. But yeah, I'm a classical deist. I think classical deism is just the most rational thing for a theological debate. That includes things like atheism and agnosticism.
All right. So, what got you into believing God?
I say it again, my fault. Say it again. I didn't hear you.
Oh, what is there any life experiences that you had that got you into believing it? Or no? Like believing
I wouldn't
in
say
God?
I wouldn't say like my testimonial or my. I guess I don't have any like life experience for a justifier as God. I would never like do that in a debate. That's just like a stupid argument to argue because you have testimonial evidence to prove why God exists. Therefore, God does exist. I would never say that in a debate. But yes, I do have experiences with God before. Well, at least I think, of course.
All right. So, wait, it was your testimony?
No, my testimony isn't a justifier why I believe in a God. I believe in a God because I think it's more rational to believe in. What the hell? I'm lagging. I think it's more rational to believe in a classical deist God than to hold any other position in a theological debate, such as agnostic, atheism, theism, other positions just like regular deism. I find classical deism the most like rational one. If you want me to explain why I think it is the most rational, I'll be gladly to do so.
Yeah, can you do that?
Yeah, sure.
I got you. So first, let's get this out of the way. I don't think skepticism or inherently perennialism, which is what they called it back then, or perennialism is like the ultimate skeptic, basically, right? I don't think these stances are inherently reliable to try to formulate a dichotomy of sort. What I mean by that is that inherently, if you're arguing skepticism or agnosticism, you're not looking for truth, you're questioning truth, right? Even if it was presupposed the fact that this thing was true, you're still questioning it, right? So that's already a dismissible for a stance to take in like a theological debate whenever the whole point of arguing is to form a true dichotomy. Either A, God exists, or B, God doesn't exist. Very simplistic, right? That's why I think agnosticism, or just simply a skeptic's stance in like a theological debate, is very stupid all around, right? I guess atheism would be the next thing. Firm atheists don't I guess you could say they don't show evidence that a God doesn't exist. Therefore, their proposition of belief is just inherently wrong. They can dismiss the fact God does exist by their own rationalism, right? So like if a Christian put forth a argument why they think their own God exists, of course an atheist might be able to like refute that, and a Christian might not be able to rebuttal that, right? But it's very simple. I don't think atheists can posit a claim God doesn't exist and put forth non-existent evidence to prove why God doesn't exist. That's the whole point of negative claims and everything. So like that's already dismissible as well in my point of view, right? And that just leads I guess a theist applicant, right? If one of these theist applications, right? So like a deist, a pantheist, if one of these applications can formulate a syllogism or just rationalism as a whole, and neither side of atheism or other religion compartments of theism can point out a logical contradictions between these, then I think that is the most rational occupant. And what I observed is that classical deism would fit under that, meaning there's no logical contradictions between the classical deist position. I think all the other stances are stupid.
So it's based on opinion.
That's inherently what a debate is. I don't see how that's a refutation to what anything I just said.
God damn.
Voters' opinions and facts.
Well, I just explained to you like basically why why I think atheism, agnosticism, and just normal applicants of theism is stupid in general, right? So I just explained to you how
So
atheism.
you're not a Christian, you just believe in a God.
You can explain that, but yet again, that's mostly your opinion.
Which God is real though? Which God do you think it's the real one?
Yeah, so classical deism just posits that there is a God, not a necessary for a provider of a God, right? So he doesn't intervene.
Opinion, sure. What makes it not an
I
opinion?
just explained to you. I explained how all other beliefs, if we're arguing like doxatic logic and everything, I'm not even going to bring up complex strands. I just explained to you how every singular belief points out to a logical contradictions in their own belief fundamental systems. Classical deism is the only one that posits no logical contradictions because I haven't observed any logical contradictions. If y'all think there is a logical contradiction in classical deism, y'all could, of course, put forward.
No. What's the justification?
What's the justification? Okay, yeah, sure. So, I said, inherently arguing for this is just specifically talking about agnosticism and skepticism. I'm going to explain all the ones, right? So, in skepticism, right, if you're agnostic to the thought of a God, the whole point of a theological debate is to lead on to true dichotomy, right? Either A, there is a God, or B, there isn't a God. You can't be questionable if there is a God or if there isn't a God, because that's not what it's leading on to a theological debate. That's the whole point of theology, to discuss if a God does exist or doesn't exist, not if there's a questionable God. It's stupid for you to take agnosticism, skepticism, or just perennialism for a theological debate. Atheism, a firm atheist, is very simple. They cannot prove such claim because the claim itself is in non-existence.
What is it based on? Like holding that it's not logical position. What is that based on? That atheism is not a logical position.
Well, yeah, I'm going to explain atheism right now. Atheism posits that there is no God. If you're a firm atheist, at least. Atheism posits that there is no God. You cannot prove said claims because your evidence for said claims is going to be non-existence as well, right? So if I made a claim that cows don't exist, I can't look outside the window to observe the fact that cows don't exist. The reason being is because my evidence for that is also non-existence. It's very simple. That's what atheists posit in a simple analogy. That's why I think it's illogical for you to try to say there isn't a God, but you can't posit evidence to justify there isn't a God. That's not a false dichotomy.
So what's the evidence that we can say
that there is a God?
So there's no evidence of there being a God.
I just wait. Did y'all not just understand? No, the whole point that I was saying is that every other stance for a theological debate points to a logical contradiction. I just explained to you how atheism, agnosticism, other main religion factors like theism, Christianity, Muslim. Hold on, let me finish. I just explained to you how all of those point out to a logical contradictions and there's some flaws. I literally just did. You're just in denial at this point. And I'm saying classical deism has
rude, I could be rude right back.
Can you explain it again?
Just let him. No.
If you want to be rude, I could be rude right back, right? Watch your tone, little buddy.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
So what you said was you didn't explain why atheism has a logical contradiction. You just said that all the theological standpoints do have logical contradictions. You just
I literally said atheism. Okay, either y'all have hard hearing or something, because I recall that I said atheism is a logical contradiction in itself. Whenever you make a claim that asserts that the non-existence of something can be provided by the non-existence evidence is a whole logical contradiction. That's what I said about a negative claim, because atheism is hold up, I'm still talking. That's fine, and I think agnosticism is still a logical contradiction.
Dude, saying that being an atheist doesn't require someone to make a claim. Saying that God exists is making a claim, and extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
Yeah, I know Sagon standard. You don't gotta educate me on this. Instead of an atheist, they posit the fact that God doesn't exist. That's an extraordinary claim in itself.
No, it's
like,
not.
How is it not extraordinary? Do you know what makes something extraordinary or radical? It's not a normative thing.
Because there's no evidence.
You just contradicted your own belief. If an atheist can posit the fact that there's no God, and their evidence is non-existence, guess what? Bing bang, right? No God. That's stupid of you to assert. They have no evidence for an atheist position too.
Well, is it more likely to have, like, if there is no evidence, there is more likely that there is no God than having a God, right? That's more like just a basic logical.
No, that's called an argument from ignorance. That's inherently fallacious.
Well, what about if you and I say, what about if you say that you need... unicorn exists and I said unicorn doesn't exist, and we both can't prove it, then how are we going to
justify that? That's what we call it. That's what we call it. That's what we call it. No, okay, you're not understanding.
The problem with your argument is that God is an unfalsifiable hypothesis. It cannot be proven or disproven. If I said that I flew to work yesterday on the back of a green-scaled dragon, would you believe me if I said that? But how can you reasonably deny it since you never saw the dragon, right? It's an
You can't give justifiable
hypothesis.
measures. My argument is very simple. I don't think y'all are understanding quite my argument.
But the extraordinary claim that I flew to work yesterday on a dragon requires extraordinary evidence.
Also, yeah, and I would agree that if I asserted the oppositional of that, if I said you didn't do this such thing, that is also an extraordinary claim.
No, it's
Do you know
not.
what makes? All right, hold up. Let me ask you a question. Do you know what makes something extraordinary or radical in view systems?
What? Say that
Do you know
again.
what makes something extraordinary or radical in view systems?
I'm having trouble with the audio.
Oh, I got you, right? So what makes something extraordinary or radical in different view systems is that it's not a normative thing, right? Do you disagree with that?
So it's something like supernatural under the natural.
So something supernatural.
No, those wouldn't. No, okay, hold up. No, not inherently like just arguing supernatural. Things that are not a normative position, right? So I'm just gonna say this, right? We can all hold on. We can all agree. Hold on. I wasn't done. Hold up. Right? What I understand from extraordinary and radical different view systems is that something that's not normative is going to fit in that dichotomy, right? Hold up, tiny swarms, right? So what I'm basically saying is that we can all seemingly agree killing a baby is inherently wrong. A extraordinary or radical claim to say killing a baby is not wrong is going to be held as a radical suspension, right? The thing about this is that both of these positions, if you're a theist or a regular theist and you posit the claim that God does exist, and if you're a regular atheist and you posit the fact that God doesn't exist, both of these are inherently extraordinary in themselves.
Well, even one of the most oldest religion out there in the human civilization believe that there's no God.
So,
What does that have to do with the normative fact of it? Like,
but here's why it makes
more sense.
No, that doesn't mean it makes more sense. Wait, are you saying slavery makes more sense nowadays than it did back then? Should we condemn slavery right now?
Yeah, we condemn slavery.
No, I'm saying should we, not if we
makes
do.
more sense that God doesn't exist.
Okay, but you're saying that because
how we are
So what we're doing is we're comparing comparative claims to one another. So what is your normative claim that a God exists versus the atheist normative claim that there is naturalism?
Okay, yeah, because naturalism doesn't observe things of higher dimensionality. All right, right? That would be one.
Wait. Define high dimensionality.
Higher dimensionality, naturalism. Okay, I'll just say it's also naturalism, by the way, not naturalism, right? But anyway, right?
Semantics, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So naturalism very directly asserts the nature of like everything, right? We have like you can argue like a tendency of naturalism and everything. There's different ways to argue naturalism or naturalism, right? I'm saying inherently, whenever you argue naturalism, you cannot argue higher dimensionality.
What's the difference?
What's the difference between what? What's the difference between?
Okay, but
I said
hold on for a
naturalism.
second.
No, I'm saying naturalism and naturalism is the same thing. It's just different pronunciation.
Okay, but the problem with the God hypothesis though is so which version of God do you believe in? Because there's like 3,000 different
Yeah, I
versions.
believe in classical. I believe in the only stance for a theological debate, which is called classical deism.
So which version of God do you ascribe to?
I believe in classical deism. Do you want me to like say the aspects of this God?
Well, I'm trying to get at like which religion are you a part of?
Classical deism doesn't posit a religion.
Okay, so you just believe in God but don't have a religion. So the point is,
if you mean by religion, hold on, I'm trying to understand. What do you mean by religion? Like there's scriptures, texts, biblical senses that I could appeal to?
yes.
Okay, yeah. There's nothing that opposits classical deism other than if you pinpoint like or cherry pick like Hinduism, then maybe. But I'm not a Hindu. I'm just a classical deist.
Okay, but the point is, You're almost as much of an atheist as we are. You just deny 2,999 gods. We just deny 3,000, right? So
I'm not an atheist at all because I posit that there's one God. I'm pretty sure no
I didn't
theist
say
in
you're
the
an
world.
atheist. I said you're almost as much of an atheist.
Yeah, and I'm saying I'm nothing like y'all
one
because
God.
yeah, but
we don't believe
nobody,
in any
even
of
for a theist position, posits that all 3,000 gods even exist as simultaneously. No theist in normative facts or no theist in the world other than maybe
There's a communist theist that believes all gods are real, and they believe in theism through believing in
yeah,
all
but that's not a
gods.
normative.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could say there's a harmony.
You're making a claim here.
No, I'm not. That's not vacuous, by the way. But anyway, right? What I'm saying is that no normative theist. I wasn't arguing homotheist or pantheism, right? I said no normal theist. No normal theist posits the fact of saying there's 3,000 gods, right? And all of those simultaneously exist. I'm not an atheist.
So
I'm not
you're
close to
making a normative claim about theists that don't believe that there is all gods.
Yeah, they believe there's one.
But
Yeah,
that
most theists are
still exists.
Yeah, most theists are monotheistic.
Argument here, like
I'm not making a popular
from authority.
No, it's not even an argument from authority.
well, wouldn't it be more likely that all the gods exist instead of just one particular god from one particular
No,
culture?
they contradict one another. No, they literally contradict one another. Why would that be more probable?
Mention the fish god.
What is contradiction?
Well, so who's
Yeah,
right then?
you can't have
Isn't it
simultaneous.
easier-
Hold up, yeah, I'll explain the contradiction.
It's all
Hold up.
based upon belief. It's all based upon belief and
We're arguing these beliefs were actualized.
holding a belief as a truth claim, then all gods would be equitable because there's
Okay, that was stupid.
the belief that is justifiable, and there's no contradiction in believing in all gods because you're still holding within the metaphysical belief system.
Okay, I don't know
That's
if
a good
Tony's
point.
is tracking. I'm gonna be honest, right? We're not arguing that all these beliefs are taken as true. We're arguing that if these beliefs, we're presupposing factors under hypothetical. We're arguing that if these beliefs are actualized to be true, right?
Shows us outside of the philosophical justification that only one of these potentials exists.
Okay, so we agree. So you're agreeing with me, right? You're agreeing with me. All of these religions can't simultaneously. Hold up. I wasn't finished. You're cutting me off constantly. Hold up. Stop cutting me off. Stop cutting me off. You're cutting me off constantly. Hold up. You're cutting me off constantly. Let me finish my point, and you're not gonna understand.
But Soul,
You're not gonna
like,
understand my point if you keep
but Soul, like,
constantly
what is your
cutting me
point? Like, what is the justification? Yeah.
off. Yeah. Okay. This is. I brought this up.
Any kind of justification.
Yeah, I already did. I said that every theological stance points to a logical contradiction. Oh my God, Tiny Swarm, stop cutting me off. Why does he keep cutting me off? I can't explain it to you if this guy keeps cutting me off. Right? So what I'm saying is very simple. Every theological stance other than classical deism, from my observation purely, right? Every other stance other than classical deism points to a logical contradiction. If y'all want me to explain and y'all could like tell me these stances, I'll explain why
So
they
wait,
point to a
hold
logical contradiction.
on. So now you have to let us talk, right? So you're saying every other stance except for your own shows that there's a logical contradiction in atheism? So first of all, what is that logical contradiction? And second of all, wouldn't that mean your stance is wrong?
No, that's a straw man already. I didn't say every other stance depends off, right, atheism, and therefore it's a logical contradiction. So I'm saying every other stance for a theological debate is inherently a logical contradiction, and I could explain how if you just give me a stance for a theological debate. Classical deism doesn't posit no logical contradictions because there's nothing to contradict it.
In what example?
Well, yeah, name a stand that y'all think isn't a logical contradiction. I'll explain how it is.
No.
Atheism.
Explain the justification for your position.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna go like on a tangent and explain like all 5 million different types of religions. That's stupid. But I'll answer your question. You said atheism, right?
Atheism.
So atheism. Hold on. I'm answering his question. I'm answering his question. Why are you cutting me off?
Can you justify?
Yes, I could, but we're not gonna go on a
Okay,
tangent.
go ahead.
Yeah, I could, but we're not gonna go on a tangent for 5,000
Why
different
not?
religion beliefs because it's like 5,000. Do y'all? Okay. You know what? Y'all want
This
to?
is the crux of the conversation. Provide a justification.
I'm saying it's gonna be way easier if y'all pinpoint different stances for a theological debate, so I could point out those logical contradictions. It's very unnecessary if I have to point out every singularity of a theological stance. How they're logical. Yes, so name a stance. So name a stance, and I'll point out to a logical contradiction.
Your stance.
My stance, I said there's no logical contradictions between my stances. That's why I posit that stance to be real. Okay, and I said there's no the justification is that it's the only stance that doesn't point to a logical contradiction. Therefore, we'll take it to be true. How can you? What do you mean? How? I cannot posit that claim.
Alright.
So you kind of explain yourself then.
Wait. I got one. If I make okay. I don't think y'all understand. Do y'all know the difference between like a negative claim and a positive claim?
What is your positive claim?
I don't have. Wait. Hold on. I do have a positive claim. Hold on.
Positive claim is that deism has no contradictions.
I didn't say deism. You're strawmanning the point already.
You got your
I don't think
reference.
you're not tracking. You're strawmanning the whole point. I never say deism. I said classical deism.
Okay, so
Yes. I didn't say deism. I said classical deism.
All this guy has been doing is right to every little point. Like, this guy
What do you mean? I said I'll answer every little point that I said.
This guy always runs.
I said I'll answer every little point I said. Y'all just have to dumb it down and say one stance that I can't point to a logical contradiction, and I'll explain how it is a logical contradiction.
Okay,
It's very unnecessary for a dialectic to continue while I name 5,000 or 1 billion different religions and how they're a logical contradiction. Name one stance. Name one stance.
But dude, what is the point? Like,
What is the point? What do you mean? Oh my god. Okay, are y'all are not tracking or something? I don't know.
Well, no,
I
it's not that our ears are broken.
I never said y'all ears weren't working. I said y'all are not tracking. Y'all either have a comprehension error or your ears actually might not be working.
You're smarter than everyone.
I never said that. I don't know where you got that from. All right, but anyway, right? It's very simple. All I'm saying is very simple. All I'm saying is very simple, right?
It's not a straw man. It's a reasonable extrapolation from what you just said.
I never even said it was a straw man. I don't know
This
where
guy
you
just
got
runs
that.
away. That's all he does.
Well, you keep saying I'm running away and I'm offering to answer.
Tiny
each
asked you a question and you ran away from it.
The question was irrelevant because it's unnecessary.
No,
Do
you
you
just
not understand?
run away.
Wait.
Just
So
run
wait. Right now, medieval. I want you to
Run
prove
away.
every single aspect, every single contingency fact that your atheist position has. Go ahead.
No, that's on you. Stop running away.
That's not on me. I didn't make that claim. What are you talking about? That's on you.
I asked you a question.
Atheism is not a
And I'll be
claim.
gladly to answer that question if he individualized it and stop arguing categorical logic.
Classical deism. It's your claim is that it has no contradiction.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah,
The justification that's provided. Go ahead.
Why did you tell me this guy was a good debater? This guy just runs.
I've
You
seen this guy
can
just
say
run.
You can say I just run, but
He
you
just
can't even
runs.
refute one simple
Well, why are you
argument.
saying this guy's a good debater?
Well,
This guy
dude,
just
You
it's
can't
taking
even
a-
refute a simple
He's
argument.
like
Stop
every
talking.
flat earther ever. Like, come on now.
That shit was ass. I'm not gonna lie. That shit
Well,
was
dude,
not
it's
appealing, my guy.
Well,
But
dude,
anyway,
it's
Chinese one. What was your question? I'll answer your question.
Justified.
Well, it's like,
Chinese
dude,
one.
in
What's your
relation
question?
to what's on the host screen, like, what is your point?
Say it again.
Okay, in relation to what's on the host screen, what is your point?
That a God does exist, and it's the only stance that I have for classical deism that doesn't posit a logical contradiction.
Okay, well, just like, but my point is, just like if I said I rode a dragon to work tomorrow, you wouldn't believe me. So when you say God exists,
Yeah,
I don't
because
believe
that's
you.
probably a logical contradiction. Like what?
Well, when you say God exists, I don't believe you, right?
Oh
So
my
you need
god.
to
You
provide
not understand my
evidence.
point? Hold up. Are you not understanding my point? You're relating this to like a God problem. I don't know if you're relating. I can't even answer this damn question without turning swarms interrupting me. Say it again. I didn't even hear that. Go ahead.
Can you explain why classic deism is more likely than a giant green dragon that I ride to?
Yeah, because a
Right,
giant ass
I'll
green
mute the host.
dragon points to a logical contradiction. Classical deism doesn't.
Okay, define what a logical contradiction is.
A contradiction that is going to be based off purely analytic. How's it what? Okay, either
It's
go.
not- it's
I'll
not-
explain it. How is it illogical? Okay, I'll explain it. I'll explain it,
I just
right?
talking to a fucking brick wall.
I'll explain. Wait, do y'all really want me to explain why I think it's a logical contradiction to say a dragon actually exists?
Our point is that life
Much
is
less
that a
drive his
dragon
ass to work
exists
on a
in God.
dragon? Say it again.
Okay. Can you mute while I talk?
Yeah, gang.
Thank you. All right. The point is that it's more likely for a dragon to exist than God. And I'll stop there, mute myself, you can talk.
No, I just want to ask you a question. Now, you go unmute though. So why do you think it's more likely, this is going to be referential to my stance, why do you think it's more likely that a green dragon or a dragon that brings you to work every day exists than a classical deist god? Go ahead.
Because a dragon would be a type of reptile that could have evolved from another reptile on this planet, and it's more likely that for that to happen.
Okay, you're just questioning. That's what we call question begging. I'm asking you, why is it more likely? You're saying because
And
it's
I'm
a
explaining
reptile.
to you. I'm
No, you're
explaining
saying
to you
you're literally
why.
saying why it's more likely by saying it's a reptile. That doesn't correlate to the initial conclusion by saying a dragon does exist. I can say God. I can by that logic. I can say God. Wait, by that logic,
it's more likely to be possible for a dragon
I
to
don't care if it's
exist than
possible.
your
No,
version
we're
of
not
God.
arguing possibility. You would grant the fact that it's possible for a God to exist. I'm asking you, what is the preponderance or what is the simple thing that formulates this conclusion? You're saying it's more likely. You're not arguing possibility at this point. You're arguing preponderance. That's different. Go ahead.
Well, I tried to explain why it's more likely that a dragon could be real. It's more possible for a dragon to be real than what you're saying.
Okay, you're saying that because, hold on, I'm just trying to understand, because you said that because it could have evolved from some kind of reptile and a dragon is inherently a reptile. It could have evolved. That's presupposing the fact that it could have or it did, right? I'm just asking you a simple question. You're saying it is possible. I'm pretty sure most atheists would grant the idea that a God is possible. So I don't even care about the possibility thing, right? It's very simple. What makes it more likely? You saying that's a reptile doesn't formulate the conclusion of saying, oh, it's more likely. By that logic, I can simply say, oh, this God that I'm referencing has consciousness. Oh, there we go. It has a consciousness. Therefore, it forms the conclusion he exists. You see how irrational that is? Just because this thing is labeled or just...
Well, the point
wait,
is...
so you don't see... Wait. So you don't see why that's irrational? So a God does exist. G fucking G. What the fuck?
Hold on. Well, the point is that both extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. So when I tell you, wait, I promise I'll finish very quickly. Just wait.
Go ahead.
So when I tell you that I rode to work yesterday on a dragon, you wouldn't believe me in the same way that I wouldn't believe you when you say this God exists.
The difference is, I say I don't believe you, and I can point out the logical contradictions between your belief. You say you don't believe me. You cannot point out a logical contradiction for a classical deist belief. It's very simple.
It's an unfalsifiable hypothesis. No, you can't. You can't get a dragon. What are you talking about?
I could easily disprove a dragon. If you want me to, I could easily disprove why a dragon doesn't exist.
How can you prove? Did you see it? Were you there?
That doesn't mean I can't prove why a dragon doesn't exist. Like, you're an empiricist or something? Like, do you think observation based off what you see? Like, wait. Do you think blind people don't exist? I'm confused now. Do you think people that can't see can't say a truth?
Dude, this kid's arguments are trash.
Tiny Slums, you can't even fucking debate. You're irrelevant. Stop talking. I'm asking to your homeboy, and you trying to go back and forth with me. I'm not even talking to you.
You have provided.
I already said my justification. I already said what my justification is. You're just not tracking. You're just not tracking. I already explained what my justification is.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Everyone
You're
quiet.
appealing to it like it's a normative evidence. Like,
Everyone
I
stay
have to.
quiet. Okay, so prove there's a God.
Your position is based off
His position is based
Everyone
on
like so like
So prove there's a God.
Okay, what God? My classical deist God?
The God you believe in. What other God?
I don't know. There's millions of other gods. That's why I asked
You don't
you
know what
classical deist
God
God.
you believe in?
That's not what I said. I said there's millions of other gods, and you asked me to prove a God. So I was asking you what God, and you said my God. But I got you, gang. So you asked me to prove a God.
Are you gonna answer a question?
Can you be damn quiet? Like, I'm not even fucking talking to this nigga. I'm trying to get the host to repeat his question so I understand it. Stop talking, right? Medieval. What was your question? My classical D is a God. That's what you want me to prove, right?
Yeah, prove your God.
Okay, do you know what before I go down this rabbit hole, right? Y'all keep appealing to the word of justification. Do y'all know what the word justification means? I just want to This isn't a tangent. If we have different groundings of what justification means, then my justification isn't going to appeal y'all or persuade y'all, right? So I'm trying to get a grounding understanding of what justification means to y'all.
What is your justification?
Shush, nigga, I wasn't asking you. Medieval, what do you think justification is?